I'm going to show you how to win every single 3-on-3 fight during this long hair boys versus short hair girls voting gauntlet, and how you can make life difficult for the other team. Greetings and salutations, my name is Deltran, helping you build killing machines so that you can dominate in PvP and special hero maps. If you want help earning all the orbs, feathers, sacred coins, and heroes the game throws at you every week, consider subscribing. So if this is your first voting gauntlet, it's a nice little addition to the game that you can go ahead and do throughout the day, as you're going to be picking a member of one of the two teams, and you're going to be backing them by fighting other people in the community. It's so much fun, really. You get to use other people's heroes for a little while, you get to do these fights completely free, there's no resource expenditure for it. And in the end of the day, you get orbs and feathers and stuff. I mean, I don't know, it sounds good to me. So from the battle menu, you're going to go ahead and go into the voting gauntlet in the bottom right-hand corner, and you're going to back one of 8 people that are in the voting gauntlet. Every half hour, you get to fight using your primary hero, your lead hero, the one that you show on your friends list, the one that is in the first slot on your first team. That hero is going to be shared out to all of your friends, and in return, you're going to take the first hero of whatever team you have selected at the time into a battle, and you're going to be taking your friends' heroes that are on your team and fighting 3 other people on the opposing team. If you win, you get to add points to your team, incrementing it by some multiplier depending upon a few things. One, if your team's losing, sorry, but you will get a multiplier that is based upon how long there's left in the gauntlet. If you're losing in the beginning, you get a 3 times multiplier, not bad. If you're losing at the end of the round, you're getting over 7 times the number of points. Just great. The other thing that multiplies it is flags, and you get flags through quests, and you also get a few every day just because they love you. Now, if you use the same hero that you're backing as the hero you're taking into these combats, you also get an additional bonus. This is important. You only get the bonus if you are using that hero in the combat. You don't have to worry about setting that hero as your lead hero. If you're backing Ryoma, like I am, wink wink, then you don't have to have Ryoma set as your lead hero. As a matter of fact, you probably shouldn't. Because if you set Ryoma as your lead hero, and they take Ryoma in as their lead hero, then they have 2 of the exact same unit, and all it takes is 1 counter to those guys for you to wipe, and then you're not going to get any points for that round. So please, please, please think hard about who you're going to use as your lead hero. If you back somebody and they're your favorite, don't have them as your lead hero that you're sharing to friends on your team. It's not going to work well for them. You can choose them, and that's fine, but you don't have to share them. One thing you might want to actually consider doing is sharing a hero that is really strong against the enemy unit. Now here's what I mean. If you're fighting, let's say you're fighting Ryoma, first of all, shame on you. Second of all, if you're going up against Ryoma in the round, maybe you want to go ahead and use a blue unit as the one that you're sharing to people. Maybe specifically against Ryoma, I would probably go for like some type of nuking mage. Try to have a build that is reliant more on damage up front as opposed to needing to double, but when it comes to blue mages, and it's pretty much the only way you got to go. But regardless, that's what you want to do. Have a counter against that and try to make it so that it's useful against other things. A blue nuking mage is still going to really hurt a green unit if you end up finding one in a fight. So, 1, don't share your hero with people. 2, make sure you have a good counter. If you share the same hero that you are fighting for, I will hunt you down. No, I'm not going to hunt you down, I don't have that set of skills, but I could verbally yell at you online, and you don't want that. So it's all easy, you just go ahead and fight every half an hour, you get points for your team as long as you win. Well, what happens if you keep on going up against matchups that are really tough? What if you don't have a good hero that's going to get you through? Well, like I mentioned before, if you're on a team and you have some of your friends list in your team, once in a while you get to use their hero. It's really cool. It's a lot of fun getting to use other people's heroes, especially if you have a varied list. Then you get to see all kinds of different things, although it also lets you see which one of your friends are smart and are actually on the team that you're on. Which one of your friends are dumb and aren't on your team. I mean, why would they not be on your team? But here's a quick tip for you. If you're actually having trouble going into these random matchups because either your friends are sharing heroes that aren't really good, or you just keep on falling into the same matchup, if things are just going haywire for you, here's an idea. Grab one of your heroes. If it matches the hero that you're backing, awesome. If not, that's okay. You'll miss out on some points, but not a lot. Take that hero, make sure it's a low level, maybe even level 1. Bring them into the voting gauntlet, and what'll happen is you are going to go up against 3 other people around level 1, but on the enemy's team, you'll be matched up with a teammate from your group that's level 1, and it's going to pick somebody from your friends list. and more than likely it's going to be someone who isn't level 1. So they're just going to trounce on everybody all across the field, and it's going to take care of things. Now, I personally will be using my Ryoma for most of the battles, but if you end up getting to the point where you just people just won't let you win, you can go ahead and revert to this strategy, and it works out really, really well. Let's talk about everybody that are in these banners, starting with the ladies first. So we have Amelia. She's a wonderful unit. She has a fantastic BST because she's not only an armor unit, but she's also a villager or a trainee, depending on the vernacular you want to use. And she has a fantastic skill in her C slot called Armor March. This lets you move an armored unit 2 spaces a turn. It's crazy, but they have to start next to each other. So you can only really move a trio of armor units in a line, or of course you could just set it in a T and move everybody up. Now, that is probably the best thing about her, but if you do have one that has a decent speed and even a plus attack IV, she's a killer brute on the front lines if you SI her out. Another person that we're going to see in that banner is Katarina. Now, she is fantastic. She's a good mage. She has one of the most sought-after A skills, which is Swift Sparrow. On initiation, she'll go ahead and hit somebody with a bonus to attack and speed just during the initiation, and that's it. If she gets attacked, it doesn't happen. She also has an Owl Tome, the red one. It's the tome that lets you get buffs for everybody standing around you, and there's a lot of great things you can do with that. The last 2 units are blue. The lesser of the 2 is Shauna, and it's sort of sad to say that. She's a decent unit, but she does not hold a candle next to the other unit in blue, which is Honoka. Honoka is a natural Brave Lance user. Shauna could be SI'd into it. She has okay defenses. She has Desperation, which is what many people know her for because she is the primary fodder for Desperation. But Honoka is just amazing. Not only does she have the Brave Lance, but she is the only unit, as of recording, that has Hone Flyers. And if you are running a Fire Emblem team that has Blade Tomes up in the air, you need Home. It's fantastic. If you're not running Blade Tome users, then you don't necessarily need Hone, but you still need to have a wonderful, wonderful Brave Lance user, and she fits the bill so well. It's a fantastic banner, worth pulling on, especially if you don't have anybody there. Now let's go ahead and talk about the Gents. And we're going to go ahead and start off with green here with Soren. Soren's a pretty decent mage. He has a nice B-slot skill that lets him, it ruins his ability to double tap anybody with speed. But the ranged people will not be able to get one back on him. And so that's wonderful. Now, otherwise, he has an okay tome. It's just a strong tome. He's a great Reinhardt counter. If you don't have one of those, or if you're lacking on one of the 7 that you need in order to get through Arena Assault, then actually he's a really good unit, and he's great to have. Let's go ahead and talk about red, because I'm getting a little excited here. We have Ryoma. I like Ryoma. He's my favorite. He's the hero that I share all the time. He's very similar to Ike, to be honest with you, except for his stats are just a little bit more even, and it actually works out a lot better, to be honest with you. I put Ike out in the field, and I can make him take all kinds of hits, and it's funny, I'll get aggravated whenever Ike dies to like the 4th or 5th person that initiates on him. Yeah, you can't do that with Ryoma, but anytime Ike just doesn't seem to be appropriate, like he just can't seem to do it, Ryoma always does. He's a fantastic unit. He has distant counter built in on his weapon, and you don't even have to do much SI if you just want to use him, and just put Vantage in his B slot. You're done. Otherwise, he's actually really, he accepts a lot of things well. You can build him not like every way, but you can build him a lot of ways, and so how do you not like him? Besides, he's our Lord Lobster. I mean, it's great. Now, the pity breaker for him is Karel. Now, I say pity breaker because when it comes down to it, once again, just like with the 2 blue units on the ladies banner, he's not a comparison to Ryoma, but Karel is actually a good unit. Anytime I'm building something and I notice that Karel ends up killing my build, if I don't either if I like get into this spot where I don't have enough defense but I don't have enough attack. He's a great unit. He's meant to be initiated on so that he gets the crap beat out of him, and then he returns the favor with retribution on you, and he procs that. He gets all the hit points. He has 46 hit points neutral. It's a huge hit, and then he also uses Wu Dao Plus, which is an item that you want to get so that you can give to other people. I mean, it's something to look for. You need it. So if you are trying to go for Ryoma, worst case scenario, you get yourself a minus attack Corral, because I got 3 of them somehow. It's a good unit. It's a shame that he's being sort of put in there against Ryoma, but when it comes down to it, Corral is a great sword user that you can have on your team. Just make sure you have a healer or somebody to bring him back up to full so that he can do his trick again, because he'll kill anything that he gets to retaliate on for sure. The last unit in the banner is Takumi, and I feel so sorry for you. He used to be on top. He was the bane of PvP meta, and it was just hard to beat him. Then I don't know, everybody just started getting more units, and then Skill Inheritance came out, and now he's just not that good anymore. He can be made good, and honestly, Close Counter is a great skill that catches a lot of people off guard. It's worth it. It's worth pulling for, to be honest with you. Not to mention, Close Counter works on several units. He works well on Bowie, works well on a lot of units that are just now released with the current banners out there. So honestly, it's worth pulling for everything but green, since there's no focus there on this banner as well. All these heroes are really good in their own right. A couple are overshadowed, but when it comes down to it, if you're curious about whether or not you should pull on these banners, if you don't have those units, they are wonderful to pull for. And hey, do me a favor, let me know who you're going to be supporting, especially if it's not Ryoma, so I can unfriend you. And if you guys like this kind of information, let me know by hitting the like button down below. My name is Deltran. Thank you guys so much. I greatly appreciate all of you. And until next time, take it easy.